Hey guys, it's Bang for Buck PC Gamer here, and I'm just making this video to share my experience with 4K because I finally made that leap. And what I will say straight off is that it is a massive difference to gaming. It brings it to a completely different level. I've been playing at 1080p slash 1200p for as long as I can remember, to be honest, and I've basically just quadrupled the detail and resolution and the amount of pixels that I'm seeing, and it really does make a world of difference. You find yourself for the first few hours when you first turn on a 4K monitor and you play your first game, like, it blows you away. You find yourself just stopping and just taking in the detail. You can't really get anything done. That's how much of an increase in detail you're gonna have to be prepared to deal with. So I thought I'd get that out of the way. So the monitor, so when choosing a monitor, should I say, I think there's two camps at the moment. People that go for the high refresh rate and response time. So the gold standard at the moment would be like a 2560 by 1440 monitor with 144 Hz refresh rate. Now those suit many people like who do competitive gaming, like what's it called, CSGO. People love the high refresh rate because it does give you an edge in competitive gaming, because your aim's going to be a bit better, and I can understand why people fork out the money, and especially if you want just to eliminate any chance of getting screen tear, and you just want that extra smooth response rate, you're going to have to pay the money for it. And then there's the people like me what don't really do too much or any competitive gaming whatsoever. Never really cared too much about you know, having that extra response time. 60 frames per second has always felt pretty good to me. I'm not knocking 120 Hz and 144 Hz. I just feel personally that it's not really something that would benefit me too much with the games I play. So I went for just the pixel density route, and so I went for a 4K monitor. Now, doing a bit of research, I've looked at quite a few monitors and they're not very cheap, so I had to do a bit of research and pick wisely because I know I'm going to be stuck with it really. So I'm in the UK, so they start at about £290, which is pretty pricey, but you know, you're gonna have to pay if you want this kind of detail. I ended up going with the Samsung U28D590D, and pretty much everyone that I've seen talk about it or use it has given it high praise. It's got a 1 millisecond response rate, which is very important for gaming. It boasts 1 billion colors, which is just amazing. The depth, the vibrance, and the level of color on the monitor. I know it's just a TN LED screen, which hasn't really got too much on IPS when it comes to viewing angles and bleeding effect and things like that, but I mainly use my monitor head on and I'm got no interest in mounting it, so those kind of things don't bother me. And the color and the detail and the sharp crisp image is just outstanding, so I can't, no complaints about that with the TN panel. It does support 60 frames per second over DisplayPort, so if you're going to get this monitor, make sure you get yourself a DisplayPort cable if you haven't got one, because if you're going to use HDMI, you're going to be bogged down to 30 Hz refresh rate, and that's just pretty tragic, so don't even bother dealing with it. Another key feature about this monitor is just 28 inches for me was just a good size. It's not too big, and it doesn't take up too much room on the desk, so I think it's a really good balance. The price was £389, which was a bit just under my budget of 400, so it was within budget, but still a pretty expensive monitor just for one. But you do spend all day looking at it, so I think if you're gonna buy a monitor, then do your research and pretty much go as far as you can with your budget. So that's about as much as I'm willing to say about the monitor for now. One thing you will have to get used to is just the pros and cons. So getting used to all of this desktop extra space is being a bit weird, because now everything just looks tiny. So my specs is an Intel i7-4790K, which is overclocked to 4.8 gigahertz. I've got an NVIDIA GTX 980 Ti, which is also overclocked to 1220 megahertz on the core and 2000 megahertz on the memory. Boost clock in-game is usually averaging around 1430 megahertz. So you have to get used to everything being pretty small, which is a bit weird. And you got a ridiculous amount of surface area now, so you can do a lot more, especially when it comes to productivity. When I used to video edit at 1920 by 1200, I had nowhere near as much space as this. Now I can see about 6 layers. So when I'm doing my music videos that I'm bringing to you guys, with this 4K screen, I'm going to be able to pretty much see up to 15 minutes of my project without even needing to scroll, and that's absolutely fantastic for me, because that will basically allow me to get things done so much quicker. So I don't want to talk your head off. I want to get into some game performance. Obviously with a single GTX 980 Ti, I'm not going to be able to max out some of the more demanding modern games with a single card. You're going to have to go SLI or Crossfire. It doesn't matter what card you have. No single GPU from AMD or NVIDIA can max out all games at 4K with 60 FPS. So bear that in mind. But saying that, there is still a few games, if you're willing to tweak and just, you know, remove anti-aliasing, because I think it's gets made redundant when you're gaming at this resolution anyway, then you're going to get some really good frames. So I'm not going to spoil it for you. I've played some demanding games and some very demanding games at 4K, and I'm just going to show you the performance really. So that's enough for me talking. I'm going to run the games now and you guys can check out the performance.
Gotta reload. Ready to engage.
Romeo 1, initiating burnout, over.
Copy that, Romeo 1.
We've got to get you in there, inside the dome. There's a war starting.
The Alpha Ceph?
No. Remember those guys who shot you full of K-bolts in Siberia? The guys who had you in lockdown for God knows how many years? The guys who tore the nanosuit from my flesh? The guys who were gonna do the same to you? Sell those guys. Oh, forget it.
So that's pretty much it when it comes to my first experience with 4K and what I think about it. Obviously, when it comes to maxing out some games, the GTX 980 Ti overclock does do pretty well. But when it comes to the really demanding games like Crysis 3 and Witcher 3, that's when you definitely demand an extra GPU. So I will be getting a second GTX 980 Ti in a few months' time, but until then, I'll just tweak a few settings here and there just to try and get the best balance between image quality and performance. But it's definitely playable with a single GTX 980 Ti, and especially with the less demanding games. So all round, I have to say I'm pretty happy with 4K gaming. It's definitely something I feel that I've been missing out on. Anyway guys, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.